we need to work through what happened, and we need to grieve it, and we need to understand, and we need to give it space, and we need to contain it, because it's part of your biography. As much as you don't like it, it's still part of your biography. It's part of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of what you went through, in order to then, in baby steps, start to learn to relate in a different way. Because that insecurity, for example, that we learned with the narcissist, because that's one of the narcissist's biggest joy, is to keep you in constant insecurity, that we need to, when you have a healthier partner, you also don't want to bother that partner all the time. Where are you? What are you thinking? What are you doing? Why don't you write?
Right.
Where are you now? Because you can see that is not helpful. That is not, some other people don't enjoy much being around a person like that. So we need to start to contain and hold our own insecurity. So there's a lot that we need to unlearn, or that we can unlearn and heal.
You have a masterclass. All right, everybody, we're here. Ta-da! That was Julia from Trauma in a Nutshell. How you doing, Tanya? Naughty Narcs. How you doing, my beautiful friend? Let me turn on. Let me do this. There she is. There she is. What notes did you take over there? What you got?
Trauma. You know, I'm like over here going,
man. Hey, I got you. You know,
I
still got notes
from
the show.
About some things.
Mm-hmm. Did it? What did it do?
I was taking notes about what she said, but then I was writing my own just about being authentic and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But the attachment theory and attachment styles, right? The last thing she said about like your next relationship and trust issues, and I'm like, that's when I learned all about attachment. Oh my god. I was like, it made so much sense.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I was addicted to. I had her on 4 or 5 times. She talks about trauma and how it's connected to narcissistic abuse or whatever, but how you gotta work on yourself. Don't keep focusing on the narcissist.
No,
her own personal experience. She wasn't just like talking about it. She also lived it.
I figured
I have not heard as we were talking.
Okay.
Like her ex was like, he's awful.
She
bad.
Seems so calm and like
right?
She's got like
right
for real. Like I can tell that she's been through something because she has so much knowledge. But yeah, I really like how she was talking through those points. I was like, yeah.
She at the time we were filming that, her ex dragging her in and out of court and all kind of problems in and out of court. She was really, you saw how calm she was explaining everything.
You never know.
And she was like in court, I think the previous day, like all day. And she has one daughter who she takes care of. And it's just, it's amazing.
That would be my first question for her is like, what are you doing to balance and be so, is it yoga? Just tell me. Like, something. I do that, but it doesn't last all day.
The beach, she's like, she's looking at the beach as she's talking to me.
Yeah.
She's right there on the beach. So that's the only thing I can think of. Like, that's got to be keeping her calm. So it's like crazy. All right, Tanya, thank you for the love, for Crystal, all of you being here. This is a Sunday, and anytime I do a show on Sunday, which I have done them, normally it's in the morning. I hardly ever do any in the evening. I've done one for somebody that was in Vietnam, I think, at the time we did a show. But I love it to be very relaxed, and I have a number of things to share with all of you. And no matter what I do, I have to do this.
Susie. Hey, Susie, I miss you.
Everybody, we were all talking about Susie with a Z last night, and she is here momentarily popping in. Thank you, my friend, for being here. we miss you a great deal. We love you quite a bit. We love you quite a bit, and so does Kevin, of course, and Eric. All of them were speaking about you and missing you as well. And Tanya,
Sundays. I love it.
There it is. Look at all the love for you, Susie. You came and you conquered NATV. When it
love Susie.
Make sure you get your rest, Susie. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. She said she what? Pop on to say thank you. Oh,
she's
appreciate it without a doubt. I have a few things for everybody. We just talked about trauma. I have another video I want everybody to take a look at. And then I have something that I really want to try to cover. We won't be on real long tonight, but I do want to talk about ADHD. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But any thoughts or anything you want to say before I play the next video? You good?
Oh, me? Yeah. I was just here for the ride, man. You know.
Yeah, man, you sound like me.
I'm your ride or die. Shoot.
Ride or die. Jared's going to come in here. Jared's going to be here in a minute. He was on his way home. He sent me another message, said, I'm going to get there. He was on his way home and get set up and stuff. What do we got going on here? Oh, Zen. What do you say, Zen? Yeah.
Zen AF.
Found his wallet.
It's a bad word.
It's
supposed to be AF.
Thank you for translating that for me because I'm out of the loop on that. Found his wallet in my bed when I laid down for a nap.
What? Whose wallet?
I have no idea.
What going on over there?
Let's do this right here. Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
I got to put this up. I'm catching up to you guys. I'm gonna skip ahead and then I'll go back to the other comments. Everybody, Tanya and Kevin and Eric getting some love from Susie, and they're returning it back to you. All right, Susie. She may be already gone, but good night to you. Please get your rest.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be chatting to you soon. Everybody miss you. What do you say?
Night. Oh, I nearly forgot. Cheers, Crystal.
Oh, man.
I like to write that a lot. Cheers.
Hey, you can't forget Crystal. Good night, Susie. All right. Thank you. That's cool, Eric. Yeah, don't forget my cohort in crime here. She's been stuck with me for the longest. It won't
hurt my feelings. Trust me.
Okay.
At this point, no.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you go like, hey.
Nope.
You go like, I've had worse. Can't hurt my feelings.
I'm like, nah.
I know what you're saying. I'm just laughing because I'm happy you're at that point.
Oh yeah. I don't need to be validated anymore.
There you go.
Great? Isn't that awesome?
And life changes when you don't have to give validation outside of yourself.
Lord, if I had known that, I could have made this change a long time.
His teenage years and 20s would have been totally different.
Yeah, love your t-shirt, Paxton. It is.
Thank you. That's Tanya. That's Brianna again. Brianna comes up with these things. She just starts making stuff, and
it is really cute.
She made this when we first got started, and it's one of my favorites.
And it fits you nice. It's like a muscle shirt. You're like showing off your muscles.
She did it. Oh no, I think I was really skinny. I just got fat. No, I'm just kidding.
We should do a calendar. All the
nerds. No, we're gonna do
with the shirts, not like anything weird.
We're gonna do you. That's right. I got a few companies want to talk to you. That's all right.
Right.
They have some clothes. They have some clothes. They have some clothes for you that they want you to model.
I love clothes.
He goes, I hope you do. Yeah, it's good. That's a good thing.
Sometimes I like to wear them.
Sides of Crystal that you never knew. This is called Crystal Teas. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes in the house I don't. Depending on if I'm alone or not.
Your parents are going like, "Hey, we already changed your diaper. Put some diapers on."
I was talking to myself today. I was like, I don't know if anyone can see me, but I'm like, I hope you're enjoying it if you can, because I gotta air out a little bit.
Crystal, is letting everybody know don't go past our house in Florida. All
Oh my
right.
gosh.
So yeah, somebody's gonna be like,
Glass
where's your address?
windows in the
Okay.
back.
I need okay. I have an awkward clip. I have a strange clip. Let's see, which one do I want to play first? Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes and pick something. I'm gonna put my hand over my eyes, but
Sounds
I'm
like
gonna open
fun.
it like that so I hit the right button. Okay. All right. We're gonna do commentary. What? Ooh, look at that, Tanya.
Crystal blue persuasion. Oh my
Hey,
god.
really great music there.
It's awesome. Tanya.
Yeah. I can't play it here on YouTube because of the copyright issues, but I think I'm gonna post it on my my Instagram page. Thank you for that idea. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna play something. When Jared was here the other night, we played a video and we just did commentary on it, and so did everybody else. So I don't know. Let's try it again. I got I got 3 videos and an article, and they're all real short, and we're gonna be done soon. I really like your hat when it's backwards. It's so cool. It
Me
looks so cool.
too.
With a hat, period. But you pull off a hat really good.
It's just
I'm working on
quirky
it.
and like more fun when I
It's
flip it
quirky.
around. But like you look good with it in the front, but
Hold
like
on.
I don't. Like it looks better in the back.
I don't know
Party
about
in
that.
business in the front, party in the back.
I don't see. I'll tell you why I think it looks good on you either way, even if you did it, sideways or cockeyed a little bit. The reason why is because you have the right proportion facial cheeks that immediately drape down towards your chin.
Drape, I love it.
No, it does. It's some people there's a drop off right in here, but you have very complimentary smile lines, and you have the right size proportion cheeks to your eyes, and it drops right down into your droops, not droops, but drops down into your chin. So it's easy to follow the symmetry of your face. So when you put a hat on, it's kind of like it's like a little veil. It's like peekaboo kind of a thing when you put a hat on.
Wow.
And even if you turn it around, it works because your forehead, everything is proportioned to your nose and your chin, and it's a nice little balance. It's like, can you see how I'm making that? It's like a little
wowzers.
it's like a little, your face kind of goes like that, and then it swoops around to it. So
dang,
that's why it works.
That's too much, Paxton. Thanks, though.
I want you to know. Hey, Eric and Kevin, I'm telling the truth, right? Isn't that how it goes? I know what I'm talking. The guys know what we're talking about. See, guys, if they say they know exactly. See, guys don't look at a woman's face the way a woman looks at her face or her friends look at it. We see it different. Right? And what I just described, I guarantee you, they would agree with me.
You're right. Men do see things differently.
And women don't spend enough time asking men how they see it. They are asking their girlfriends, and most of them are in a competitive, jealous, envious mode.
I actually talk to guys, and I love, and then I'm like, I like talking to them a lot.
I'm very happy for you because that can help you with your son if you do.
You know what I mean? Like just getting their perspective. Like it's just more interesting. But then they end up wanting to date you, and you're like, wait.
You go like, no, you have to pull the. My oldest sister used to say, no, I still have my probation officer, and since I just got out of prison, I can't do that right now.
Oh my God, I should. That's amazing.
You got to be as serious as possible when you do it. You gotta look as serious as possible when you do it. And it freaks them out.
I went to
Be worried
jail
about the ones that don't freak out though, because they may be a serial killer.
I was in jail for a day one time. So like that's totally legit. It was just a day. I didn't even have to spend the night, so it's pretty easy peasy.
Well, look on the bright side. You were safe in there than what you are on the outside.
I wasn't scared at all. I was like, this is a vacation.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you very much, my dear.
He does.
Much love to you. Very kind. Did you see what Eric gave you a compliment there? What did he say? He was saying, I flipped the hat.
Wow. Aerodynamics. That's a very
Is that what it is? Maybe that's what you're doing. You're faster now.
Subconsciously. Thank you, Eric. Maybe we're connected.
Okay. Eric, did you hear that? You guys are connected?
We're all connected, but
Kevin's agreeing. Okay, here we go. I'm going to push this button over here and see what happens. Okay, this is gonna be quirky. You know, I keep having people their first time coming on live, like, you know, doing an IG live.
Believe me, they will talk to you back. They will interact with you. If you say anything in the comments, they will start talking to you. So when it comes to your page, your Instagram page,
ready for some commentary? Here we go.
When you got started to do that page, what year was that?
I started the page in May of
I got something to tell you, Crystal, on this.
Okay, May of 2018. You got tons of hearts that are flowing across the screen since you came on, by the way. Yeah, see, I see how it is, everybody. When I came on, I didn't get no hearts. As soon as she showed up,
when you came on, do you
all right, so
what month you came
2018, May of 2018. Since May of 2018.
I think it was
how would you describe
Yeah, it must be
the woman in May of
tell you
2018 when she started the page? What 2 or 3 words would you use to describe who that woman was?
Angry, fed up.
All right, I did not even see that one coming. I was ready for a number of other things you were going to say. Angry, fed up. Those are 3 words. That's good.
And fed up.
Okay, all right. Okay, so
you're right, okay, Kevin.
Fast
you
forward.
Can tell a lot by looking at.
We're 2021 now. We take COVID out. We're just talking about you as a person, as a woman, as an intelligent woman. How would you describe yourself? What 3 words would you use now?
Peaceful, calm, rooted.
Okay, didn't see that coming either.
Remember these,
That's
but
pretty
try
good.
to remember
You
these.
you took me for a loop there.
I'll tell you why.
Peaceful, calm, and rooted. Hashtag peaceful, hashtag calm, hashtag rooted. Okay, you didn't need to make some coffee mugs with that on it. You're gonna do some, you need a merch line that says that. You think I'm joking? I'm serious.
Peaceful, calm, rooted.
Peaceful, calm, rooted.
Not a bad idea.
Angry, mad, fed up.
Angry, fed up.
Or angry, fed up.
Everybody,
angry, fed up.
Try to remember those
angry,
6,
fed up.
because it's gonna tie
and
back
you
to Crystal
essentially can use that as your new marketing for any new client. I take you from this hashtag these 3 to hashtag or that's angry, fed up 2 or whatever. Whichever way you figured it. I don't know. I'm old. I figured out. I'm a senior citizen. I don't have to think that hard. I did all that. I'm retired now. I don't have to work that hard.
That's like your joke. I'm
all right.
retired.
So that's just that's a nice contrast though. In that period of time, May of 2018, and we are now in June of 2021, you have proved to be a person that has touched a number of lives along the way, many that you will never, ever meet. Many who know of you, and you know nothing of them. Literally nothing of them.
I was surprised. Oh, you're
what
welcome,
were you surprised?
Winifred.
Surprised by what?
Thank you, Elisa, for your IG page. I was surprised when I started the page how many people my posts were resonating with. And I don't know, you can raise your hand on here if you've been with me from the first, but my handle was exposing the sociopath.
Really?
And I had my face or my name was not attached to my my Instagram at all.
Nothing.
It was literally my outlet for anger, my anger that I felt about a whole bunch of lies that were being spun and the
she was dealing with a crazy
that
man.
I saw happening.
Exposing the sociopath.
Exposing the sociopath. Yep.
Okay, you got to tell me, how'd you come up with that name?
I was exposing the sociopath. Quite literally.
There you go.
Fed up with what was happening with this.
Jared's in the house.
And I had to have a safe place to vent and get my anger out. And my IG was my platform. And I started posting and I was so angry. It was like 9 posts a day. And I was just type it as fast as my little fingers could go and just getting it all out there.
Have you had clients like that, or met people who follow you that are still in that angry, mad, as it were, fed up mode?
I think like as people are coming out, like burst out of abuse, I think they get to that point where they are angry. And their anger is justified. But anger is like anything else. You have to move through it. You have to find a healthy place to get it out, or you're going to implode. You can't hold it in.
And you did not implode.
No,
or did
but
you?
I would have.
You're a little.
Oh my gosh, she's great.
I had to not keep it going because she was going to get deep and all that stuff, and we don't have time for her to get deep right now. But she had a very interesting life. She's totally moved beyond where she was even there in a happier life. But the 6 is the main reason
Right,
I was
that's-
playing.
Well,
it.
this is a
where
good point too.
Oh,
Loving
she's back
someone
already.
well doesn't mean always going along with
All right,
them.
we'll listen to the rest of it now.
Right? It means calling them out on stuff too.
Today,
Talking
but
about people
I have
being
to.
a liar.
I have to say this. I have never done a show. It's going to be almost 3 hours with anyone
This is connected
way
to
we've
you
done a
too,
show
also,
today.
Crystal.
At
I
all,
appreciate you doing
ever. I find this quite interesting. All my shows, I try to make sure they have good production value and that they're beneficial to everyone. And you need to do this more often. Of course, you know what I'm going to say next with me, but you need to do this more often. You can't do that. You have a life. But if you ever go on anyone else's show, you need to tell them way ahead of time. Okay, I only do shows this way. It's like, go see what I did with Paxton. I run the table. I know you are. I know you are. That's why
it's
I feel
hard
special.
for me to like open myself up in this way, but it's good for me to push myself to and my comfort level, right?
You have handled this so well, unbelievably well.
Oh, she was so nervous.
It is amazing your demeanor and the way
I wanna
you
hug
handled
her.
this. Were you nervous
Oh,
when we first got started 3
Not
segments
too
ago?
bad. Not too
Not-
bad. No.
Yeah.
We went.
Yeah,
we
you
went
had
3
full
hours.
command of
This is
this.
the
I
last
didn't
hour.
have to
She
do a
was
lot of
relaxed
work.
by
That's
now.
the first time ever out of almost 300 shows now. I
He almost
can't.
had a nervous
This is
breakdown.
I've never done it this way before.
She's so much
man, the
calmer
heart's
than,
just been
than
streaming since we
me.
started this whole thing.
Okay.
The first segment.
If you say
Everybody
so.
loves you.
She has a great voice.
You're a
too.
natural. Well, what else we got there? Everybody, feel free to connect with one another before I cut the stream off. Johnny, thank you very much. You're welcome. Go ahead. You were saying that too. You're willing to help people, even though this is not your normal way to do it. So, thank you so much, everybody. Goodbye. Got to go. I know you guys are still writing, but if you need
I
to.
appreciate you, Paxton.
Her first
Well,
live.
you're more than kind. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
we'll see everybody later. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now, this is all Crystal related, by the
I
way.
love it.
This is all you related. It's not
Is she-
about her.
Oh, I was
just
like,
want
is she my
everybody to
long
understand.
lost sister or cousin?
No.
Oh my God.
I don't know about all that. All I know is she said 6 things, right?
Yes,
She
I
said
wrote
the
them down.
6 things. What were the 6 things again?
Well, she said peaceful, calm, and rooted.
That was the second half of angry and fed up.
Angry and fed
Okay.
up, but I added mad, even though angry means mad.
Yeah, I throw
because you
mad
said
in
3
because,
things, so I made you correct to say
yeah,
3.
thank you. But I said mad
Mad
because
and angry.
that's when we did the show prep. She was talking about how mad she was at her ex, who really needs to I think he went to prison or whatever and got out. It was just it's a mess. The whole story is a mess, right?
Right.
And anyhow, what it came down to is she said the 6 things, and I started, when she said the 3 and then she said the other ones, I immediately started thinking, I'm going to look for somebody to host a show with me. And it was you.
Oh, gotcha.
You were the first one
No way.
that I decided. It was not too long after the show with her. Yours was a little bit, I think,
No
after
way.
that. I literally started looking on the Instagram for somebody that I felt could host a show, knowing, I was going to eventually go to YouTube and other things that we're trying to do, and it was the funniest thing. I stumbled upon your Instagram.
It was my
And-
Twitter, actually.
Oh,
ranting.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was your
I'll
Twitter.
never forget.
Wait, the Twitter, that's what it was. The Twitter reminded me of the first 3. Reading your
Oh my
tweets
God.
reminded me of the first 3. But then we
I don't
eventually
remember what I
talked. Oh man, you were writing some stuff, man.
I'll have to look back
It's
because
like
that's
you
when
were
yeah.
angry, you were angry, mad, fed up, and all the above. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. And I agree with you 1,000%. And we have so many more people lined up to come your way too here on YouTube. I've got quite a few. I've got half of what I had like the first 2 months when I first got started already lined up, waiting to come on the show.
Wow.
Literally waiting to come on the show. That's like over 80 people are waiting to come on the show. But anyhow, so what happened is I did the interview with her, and in the interview, you heard me say, I mean, like, you should come back. I mean, I'm a solo act. It was like, I'm not going to be having a co-hoster. And she came over, and for somebody who was nervous, she took over the show. And then I did the interview with you. We did the show prep, and I'm like, okay, it'll work. But, you know, everybody's got their own life. They got, you know, you may have plans, you know, not want to be coming on a show with me and stuff.
What?
And then the next thing I know, man, you did the show, and I was like, and people were like, who's that girl? Da, 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 da. Paxton, you should have her back. Da, da, da. And they were just like, everybody was piling on about you. And then I was saying, okay, I had to try to think of something to try to get you back on the show that would work for you. But I just want to say, it's funny. Because of that interview, that moment, that I said, okay, I should have somebody running next to me that could actually run the show and do a show. And you've been that, and I truly appreciate that.
Oh
You
my
have been that.
gosh.
If I have any more children, it's not going to happen. But if I have any more children, I would name the first girl after you.
Oh my gosh. You can adopt me.
I just don't know.
Not legally.
Consider it done. Consider it done. But
Spiritually
I just
adopted.
didn't know whether to call you. Consider yourself spiritually adopted. I wouldn't know whether to call the child Crystal Nicole Black, or would I call it Gettings. Right. We would have to figure that out. I'd have to get it approved by you. So they're over here laughing. They're over here laughing.
That is really cool. And I enjoyed watching
She
this.
gave me the idea with those 6 words, and I immediately, you're the only one. When I found you, I went like, okay, she fits exactly those 6 words, where it's like, I'm fed up with that, but I'm going to be calm and I'm going to be peaceful. And that pretty much, and for me, describes, I'm going to catch up to you guys. I see all of what you're saying. They're agreeing with me about you. And I'm telling you.
Well, I really appreciate it, because
Seriously.
I'm glad you reached out to me, because I don't know that I would have done any of this. That's why I keep telling you I'm going to cry, because that's not something I would have done either. You know, like,
I know.
Talking about all this out there, that's not. And I'm so glad I did. And I remember when I wrote like an Instagram post too, like, I don't remember how long after, because I went like a couple paragraphs, and I remember you read it out on one of the shows too.
Yes,
like part of it was like asking me questions about it.
Yeah.
And that was like a big definitive moment for me, because it's like announcement to all my other friends and family, because people on Twitter, like, that's not my friends and family or people that have known me. That's why I went ranting to a bunch of strangers. I thought, you know, who knows? But on Instagram and everywhere else, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to be like sharing this and really promoting this, and just being real, and people can just say and think whatever the heck they want, because I literally just don't care anymore. And that's so freeing. And you really helped me get out of that shell and just be myself, because when we're abused and we're manipulated, it's like you're taught not to be yourself. You're taught it's wrong. You don't even know who you are anymore. It's like you forgot, and then you have to relearn. And you helped me so much. Just like, be yourself, Crystal, on the show. I'm like, oh, that's it? Oh, that's easy.
That's it.
Like, that's it? Oh.
Don't keep other people's secrets of how they treated you.
Instead of thinking, oh, what do I need to say next, or how I need to be? That's what people do out there in the world, and it's just no fun.
Hey, look at the love you're getting. Tanya's got mad respect for you. And what is always associated with your name for me and this channel, the people that come to this channel that my daughters and I work on, is people are always inspired by you. And that's why I did what I did with you last night, is that I wanted you to know in real time what people really think about you. And that's not even scratching the surface of all the people they love every time you and I do a show together. They love the way you are, whether it's you talk about ADHD or toxic relationships. We did the show with Warren. Warren thinks the world of you. No matter who we do something with, people always, when they come in contact with you, you give them a different side of themselves to look at.
I like that.
So never, ever, ever think that it's about you, but it's about you.
Yeah,
It is about you.
We're all connected, so it's about us.
That's exact. But that's what you allow people to have is the connection. So you see, certain people close off a connection because they're what did you say earlier? They're filtering or whatever the case may be.
Editing.
They're trying to choose who they get validation from, and they're not recognizing they're passing up. People have passed you up because they don't understand you, because they're trying to control you. But if they can get to understand you if they stop trying to control you.
Right. Or if they're like playing a game or trying to read like what I'm saying in between.
Stuff that's
I'm
not
like,
there.
dude, like literally I'm just being real with you, and people they're just like looking at me like, I don't know about that, because they're not they don't trust people. People, you know.
Look at what Eric is saying there.
Crystal knows joy, and check that out. She knows gratitude to her soul. How rad is that? You're rad, Eric. I love that, rad.
See, Crystal didn't know this is going to be the Crystal show.
Tanya. Crystal equals light. Chris, do you drink Crystal Light?
Crystal Light. Isn't that the lemonade or no? Right?
It's like there's different flavors. There's like tea and like different, different ones.
Okay.
If you don't want to drink water, you pour Crystal Light in it.
It's a little packet, right?
Yeah.
See, you're your own little packet, everybody. All right. So, much love for you. I appreciate it. I wanted to tell you that though.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to play that information. What is that? Oh my goodness.
Crystal, extra smooth Bic pins. I'm just like Crystal.
You need a hoodie that says that in the front. All right.
Extra smooth.
Or you need some workout clothes that say that extra smooth. What are they doing? No, she's talking about the drink now. See, no, I drink tea. I got the nickname. Tea.
I need to drink some tonight. My throat's weird. Thank you for reminding me.
What kind of tea do you drink?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Or Tanya?
You.
I know. I'm
both.
like, who, me?
Wait, both.
I love green tea, but I love all tea. What about you?
Well, I need to cooperate with my youngest, Brianna, and my daughters and start drinking tea.
Green tea is really good.
They went and bought some new teas for me to try out. And, Dad, you got to drink tea. And I go like, I want to drink tea. I'm not from the UK. But anyhow, so I was like,
I
didn't say that way.
I
just
good,
said it now.
So.
No,
I don't mean to hate on their tea. It's just not the same.
Send all hate mail.
Because they don't put
directly.
They don't put honey in it, and they're like, "What do you do with putting honey in your tea?" I'm like, "That's from my throat." Like I'm trying to,
And they're telling you, why are you making tea bad by putting honey in it?
Right. That's like blasphemy.
I'm from the States. I'm from the States. We put honey in our tea.
Yeah.
All right. So
yoga-esque, like granola.
I have a question. What did you learn about? What did you gather from that interview about anger and all that other stuff?
Oh, the last one, right?
The last one, or you could talk about the first one, and then I'm gonna play this other one.
All related, right? Anger, trauma, being fed up. I really like how she was just telling it like it is, but she was being calm about it. And I'm like, man, I don't think I can do that to save my life, because I'm over here like, let me tell you, like I've let so much anger out for a long time now, but my Lord, it comes through and it surprises me, and I'm like, man.
So you have those moments where it just like comes out?
Oh yeah, and it gets very confusing. I'm like, what kind of mix am I feeling right? Like it happened the last couple days, and like anger, rage, confusion, just like fed up. Yeah, and I'm like, what do I do with this? And I usually just go running around, like walking, being outside, getting in the water, swimming, something, because it's rapping. I started rapping again, turning it up real loud and just being super obnoxious when no one was here. So that helps. Oh yeah. For me. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys do?
I'll go jump rope. Let's see.
Are you joking?
I have stairs, of course, so I can just do stair runs up and down the stairs, and I feel just fine. And then you know what? I have to admit, sometimes I just go like, you know what? I'm gonna take a nap. And it'll be gone by the time I wake up. Like,
Really?
what was I upset about? I don't
That
even
must
remember.
be like a
Could be
slow
that.
burn anger, like a
Yeah.
not like a
It's
rage.
nah.
Okay.
I don't, I don't get too much rage anymore, so it's not like somebody have to do something
Well,
really, because I just chalk it up that they have no common sense.
oh, what did Tanya say? We need to hold back on being revengeful, right, Kevin? Yeah.
Yeah, because Kevin was talking about this, I think. What did he say? Yeah, he was talking about narcissistic people being revengeful.
Yeah. So I know we don't talk about religion, but in the Bible it
No,
says
you go ahead.
that
Oh, you can talk about the Bible all day
says,
long.
vengeance is mine, says the Lord. And guess what? I've just been telling myself that this whole time. I'm like, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So I don't have to worry about it. It's going to be taken care of. And I just believe that and move it along. And I'm like, just keep claiming and affirming what I'm doing and that the other side's going to be taken care of. And, that the truth's coming out. I just keep saying that the truth's coming out and everybody's going to find out the truth.
We're better off being patient and allowing Bible principles to be more important than our own desire of justice. It'll work itself out. It always does. You look on the flip side, you do something else, it'll come back and bite you.
Oh yeah.
We said something we can't take back, right?
Yeah, because what is it going to accomplish if you and what's the motivation and what's inside it? Like, it's not something good. And I know that. So I'm like, all right, let me focus on the good stuff. And then
Tanya
it's hard
agrees
sometimes.
with you.
Yeah.
Tanya agrees with you, but Jared has, I swing my Louisville Slugger.
Hey.
Preferably, I'm quite sure you're doing that just to the air, right? Not to other humans. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they have like those demolition clubs now. Have you heard about that? Or like if you go to a construction site?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a thing. Just like axe throwing. And
oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, they'll be like, you want to rip this place up? Here's an weapon of choice, like to get your anger out and like just to demolish. I know that sounds.
So if somebody likes doing that, they could just find reasons to be angry all the time just so they can do it.
I haven't gone, but I thought
you haven't gone yet. Obviously, it's not far from your home, so
I don't know if they're still open. I'll check it out.
See, was it at that gym that we promoted that one time on the show?
No, I was about to say I really miss boxing too. I really miss it. But man, no wonder my neck and my shoulders are all messed up because I hit the heck out of that bag for a little white chick.
Yeah, I want you to know, I think the bag complained and they said they don't want you to come back in there anymore.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, like this lady's got too much inside of her. She's trying to beat me to death. What did you say, Jared?
What I was doing.
You didn't realize what you were doing. You were feeling better all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I'm like, I didn't know I was gonna be in pain later. And like,
well, hey, Jared says he went to a batting cage. Man, that's a pretty good. Actually, that's a pretty good idea.
That's safer than like pounding your hand. I don't know. Your shoulder
there's a lot of people. They do that. What's that thing? Kickboxing. They do all kind of things. People do a number of things.
MMA.
Hey, do you watch you're so violent.
I took an MMA class one time. That was fun.
Yeah, you have a boy that explains a lot. You do wrestling with your son?
We did when he was a little bit younger, like, and sometimes, it's been a little while, but because we both have really strong legs, and he hasn't tried the Brazilian jiu-jitsu yet, because that's when you're grappling a lot with your like limbs and your legs on the floor. But I think he'd be really good at it because his legs are strong. Mine are too. I have kind of like a death grip, honestly. Like, I won't get into it, but I have like I was like, I didn't know I was that strong.
You put senior citizens in the hospital? Is that what it is?
I mean, it's just like my plan B. I don't know.
It's
like
plan B. It's your plan.
What's plan?
What's plan A?
I'm on the floor.
What's plan A?
Plan A is like elbows, poking the eyes. What else?
Oh, okay.
Knees.
Yeah, okay. So you can make some effort to fight back instead of just let it happen.
Yeah, and also just acting crazy and falling like dead weight helps. falling dead weight helps
You've
a lot.
learned
Like little tricks.
as I've trained my daughters. Yes, it's just.
You train them on that? Really?
I'm not gonna say anymore. I don't want anybody to know. It's too late now.
Oh yeah, you
Did
don't
you
want
see
to know
what?
your secrets.
Did you see my strategy?
Duh.
Did you see what Kevin said?
I got married 23 years ago. Could never open up and talk about it till I met and saw Susie
Wow.
was going through. Oh, well, thank God. I'm glad.
23 years. You held it inside.
Like he means he married someone who was narcissistic 23 years ago. And he
Yeah,
never
I think so. Yeah. What's the AA for? Oh, I listened to a speaker. Oh, from AA. I got it.
Alcoholics Anonymous. Sundays, a working spiritual component. When I was with the narc, I was cut off from that practice. Getting back, acts of grounding has returned. Heck yeah. Whatever helps you, right?
Yeah, because you got to do something.
They don't want you to do anything to help yourself. They don't want you to know yourself. They don't want you to like speak your mind, do anything. They want you to like hunker down in the house and just be in prison, like, and be there with them.
Love the same movies, eat the same food.
Yeah.
Be a Stepford child or wife.
Stepford.
What did you say, Jared? Tanya, it's absolutely saved it. My phone. What did she say? What are you guys talking about? Hey, what are you guys talking about?
I'm confused.
Remember the words of what I messaged you last night?
I don't know what they were messaging. But now I'm interested. Saved it in his phone. Interesting.
Hey, I know one thing. Tanya will message you.
Listen to AA stuff as well. You know, a lot of people who are not like have experience with alcoholics, or they weren't an alcoholic, go to that because what's that other group? Al-Anon is like similar to a. It's like the family and friends of people maybe who have had alcoholism or like substance abuse, and I didn't realize how helpful that was and related to codependency and all these other topics like until one of my friends told me, and then I read part of that book called Codependency No More, which is a really popular one, of course, that a lot of therapists will recommend, and my therapist did recommend it, and I read half of it and scanned the other half. So it's a good one in case anybody wants to be anonymous.
Read half of it, and you did what again? The other half?
Scanned. I can read super fast. Like
I'm
if
quite
it's
sure you can. I believe you can. Okay, nonfiction.
Like
okay.
Informational. Yeah, because fiction story. I mean, that's a whole journey, and you're taking that in, and that's a whole other story. But
here's some very important information that everybody needs that's here tonight. Jared is busy putting his laundry away.
Well, you're better than me. Mine's on the bed.
Is it? Well, that could be considered away. It's not on the floor.
You know, thank you, Paxton. I appreciate that.
I'm just saying, it depends
That's
how you
what
look at it.
Earlier.
It's all about perception, mindset.
Oh my gosh.
Eric, you gotta stop letting people hit you, man. What is this? You like the women in your life hit you, police hit you. You're forever being hit. What's up with that?
No, he said somebody from the sheriff's department hit him.
Yeah.
Oh. Stretched you out. I'm like, what does that mean exactly? Laid me out flat in the air. In the air?
I guess he got knocked out.
I'm like, is that John Wick style? Like Matrix? Like, woo? Like, I'm trying to picture that.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it doesn't sound fun.
Let's just put it this way. You're not supposed to be letting people keep hitting you, man. Don't do nothing to let them hit you.
Well, if it's super fast, you don't see it coming, you know.
There you go. Propel flavored water. Does everybody drink tea or does everybody drink a special water? I know, Eric, you drink soda.
Man, I drink it all.
Did I say Jared? I meant to say Eric. Did I say Eric? I don't know what it is. I said Eric. Jared, what do you got?
Sometimes God lets you hit rock bottom so you can realize God is at the rock at the bottom, from Tanya to me last night. I mean, she texted me. That is so true.
There you go.
Heck yeah. It brings you right to the Lord.
Hey, one thing is for sure. We're not breathing our own air. And we didn't make gravity. Somebody did.
Right? Oh, you're blowing my mind right now. I'll show you my one drink I'm drinking tonight.
That?
Kombucha? Have you ever tried kombucha?
Oh my goodness. That's Brianna's thing.
Synergy.
You met Brianna. Brianna is the young. I think she drinks it. I think she's the only one in the house drinks it. Between the three of us.
They always have a cute.
What kind is that?
This one's like one of the best ones. Lemon berry.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It says words of enlightenment. Life's greatest resources are patience and compassion. Share generously.
Well, they should have gave it for free then. They should have been patiently generous and gave that away for free, and so you didn't have to pay for it.
But these are high quality and organic, and these are really good. I've been drinking these ones for years.
With all due respect, you are also high quality and organic.
Ooh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So they should give it away free to high quality organic people.
Ooh.
I'm just joking. Thank you, Jared. I wanted to share that. What was so profound? You guys are into that profound stuff. Jared, man, you and Tanya, you guys have brains like scientists. I just got back from my mom's. Hey, so that's nice, man. You talking back with your mom. She called you before the show the other day. Hey, so did you go to your mom's to get your laundry done? Is that what it was?
I know.
Man, dude, I want that connection.
The association there is serious. If one is sick in the home, Eric is saying, typically with drunks, the whole house is sick. I attended some Al-Anon meetings before, and I kept my mouth shut in those meetings. People die without even taking a drink. Yeah, I was wondering how those meetings went because I've thought about going, and I never did. I went to like therapy and other stuff, other meetings.
You gonna go there and get some cookies and stuff like that?
That's a great idea.
Yes.
Okay, not gonna lie.
You're gonna eat a bunch of liquor so it smells like liquor on you, and then you're gonna go in there and say, you know what? I just need to talk, and I'm a little hungry too.
I'll be like, I ate some ice cream. It's an alcohol flavored ice cream. You know they have that now, like alcohol flavored candy and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, I could do like a whole scene and show up there.
That's all right. Great. Some police officers are gonna tell you, hey, blow into the breathalyzer because I think you're drunk. You go like, no, really, no, I'm not. I was just coming here to get cookies.
I'll be like, actually, I have ADHD. So
there you go. Hey, yeah, he'll let you go for that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Drinking ginger ale. What? I have black and white.
Oh. I'm like, what do you have in black and white?
I don't know. I'm just reading what they say. What?
Drinking ginger ale. Doesn't that help your stomach? That and Sprite.
That's big at my house here too. Yeah.
It's like ale. if you feel nausea, it's like I don't drink ginger ale.
Is that what it's for? I always thought 7-Up did that.
Yeah. Any of those lighter ones, like not the cola ones, I guess.
Not the cola ones.
I don't know.
Not the dark stuff.
Yeah.
Unsweetened almond milk. The dark side. With my protein powder. Way to go, Jared.
Man, healthy.
Man, you're getting it done, man.
I met Rage before. I
never know what's going to come out of you, Eric.
Man, Eric, you and me, man.
You guys, man, yeah. Come
we
with
could
some
probably
good
talk.
one-liners. Dr. Brew Kombucha. What? Awesome. Who's that?
Tanya.
Is that who makes kombucha?
She probably likes kombucha, right? It's a funny word.
Do you like kombucha, Tanya?
Kombucha.
That should be your nickname.
Kombucha.
That's your like the panda bear. That's your warrior name.
I like it. Crystal Kombucha Black. That kind of like makes it more
I like
exotic.
it too. With little
it's more
quotation
exotic.
marks around it.
I like it. Yeah. You know, it has a trace amount of alcohol in it, but they
it does?
a trace. So like, but
she goes a trace. Yeah, whatever. How many traces have you had today?
No. Like you can't. It tastes. My friends make fun of me. They're like, Crystal, that stuff tastes like paint thinner. How can you drink that? Like it is kind of like intense, but I like it. But they sell some that are actual alcohol content, and then you have to be 21 to buy it. But these ones are just a trace. It's okay.
Hey, Jared, thanks for telling us. You got a wonderful mom, man. She called you before a show, and then you tell her I gotta go, and then she goes and gets you Texas Roadhouse.
Ooh,
some ribs.
That sounds good.
Way to go, man. Much love for your mom.
Do you eat coleslaw with the ribs, or what do you do?
Uh-oh. We want to know now. Do you have coleslaw?
What's the pairing? Is it mac and cheese, coleslaw?
Is it mashed potatoes?
Also taught you to block things out. Kevin said.
What do you say?
Stay focused.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you talking about the AA?
I'm like...
The AA requirements?
I don't know, but I have blocked some things out, regardless of what we're talking about. Yeah, like, I'm like, why can't I remember certain things? Like, the first few years of my life, like, I can't remember anything before the age of 5.
Before the age of 5. Okay, before the age of 5, That must mean that by the time of age, I'm not a doctor, I'm just going to make something up. That means when you were 5, in your young mind, your life really began. Everything before that was not important.
That's a great point, because it's really been bugging me in the back of my mind for a while as I've been processing things and processing trauma stuff. And I'm like, wow, what happened? But you know what? You're right. That's so true. Like, it is what it is.
I had, oh my goodness. I can never remember people's names. I can visualize their face. So this lady came on the show. She was a therapist, and she's, I don't remember anything before I was 5, as far as I know. Again, that's far as we know. We could be remembering stuff, and we just don't know it, because the lady told me that. I can't think of her name right now. Anyhow, but that was probably our most playful time. We don't really start remembering things outside of play unless something, monumental for a 5-year-old starts to happen, or a 4-year-old, and then we start remembering things. But the more we relax and other things, we'll start to remember, oh yeah, I remember Grandpa. Oh yeah, I remember we went there. But it usually happens when we're well into our 60s, 70s, or 80s.
What?
We'll start yeah.
Are you serious?
The lady, I don't know.
She said that?
She could have had kombucha that day too many and had too much alcohol in her. I don't know.
No, but like, that's really interesting, because it just jogged my memory, because my grandmother, before she passed, she had dementia, and then she had, like, getting into Alzheimer's, it got worse, but she was recalling things. And they say that, like, they'll go back and, like, their teenage year, or like when they were younger, and like remember and be talking about stuff. And it's like, are you like remembering stuff that you like never talked about before? Maybe, yeah, they're like reaching different areas of their memories. Now that
I think a lot of the walls may come down. I don't know. This is us being, we're not professionals, but I just find it interesting. I love human behavior, so that's why I talk about narcissism. But I just find it interesting. I find it interesting that we can possibly tap into stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, that's like consciousness too, and memory, and like neuroscience, and like connect mind body connection.
For all that stuff.
Me too.
For all this stuff, dude.
I have to hold myself back.
Yeah. I got a few people. You know what? We're going to have some fun, because I got a few people who are going to come on the show, and you and I should do the interview. We should do it.
And talk about that?
That's what they're neuroscience, and they're not like, they can tell you stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm super to do certain things to unlock your brain.
I'm super into it.
I would unlock mine, but I threw the key away, and I just figured to forget it.
What?
I don't know. Why is everybody talking about food right now? They went from your kombucha. Look, Tanya says this. I've just noticed that everything, ever since the kombucha, everybody's just been in the ribs. Between you and Jared, everybody's on the, and now. What?
I'm picturing the ribs too. I see your ribs. That sounds really good. Y'all need to stop.
I know.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, there's 2 of us. All right, so we're not gonna be here all night, you guys. But I got something else to play. But man, sauteed mushrooms and green beans. Oh, you asked the sides. I see why he's saying that. Jared was answering your question. I get it now.
I know, it took me a second.
And then he was putting his clothes away. He was busy putting his clothes away.
I'm like, he's staying focused and on task.
Yeah. And what's one of the Willie and oh, hey, I got to show you this. Speaking of, everybody, don't forget, NATV Podcast Network at gmail.com. Feel free to send me pictures, or if you want, you want to chat with me or anything like that. NATV Podcast Network at gmail.com is for the show. But you talking about your animals. So here we go. Jared, I hope you're around. I got something for you too, by the way. So here we go. I got the picture. Kevin, I didn't get your picture. I sent you a picture, but I didn't get a picture. So I'm just letting you know that you asked me that last night. I looked again. I didn't see it. So let me get this out of the way here. This was sent to me by Lady Lady Tanya.
So cute.
Isn't it cute?
Don't make me want one.
There's 2 of them, and she sent me this explaining what's what. That's Willie and Wog. While Will has the white markings, and he's about 23 pounds. Wog is A dainty 19. Wow, man, you got some big cats. Their mother was a hefty 40. Oh my Lord.
What's a Maine Coon
43
cat?
pound Maine Coon cat.
What the heck
I
is
don't
that?
know, but I know it doesn't look like me. So,
I'm like,
they are 6 years old. I've
direct.
had them. That 43 pound cat, that seemed like it would be bigger than me. But land support trained to support for me. That's beautiful. Very beautiful natured as Maine Coons. I've never heard of a Maine Coon cat before, but I think Jared has. Jared's got a cat. Don't you, Jared? Don't you, Jared? Thank you for all you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you for all you do for us, Paxton. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. And Crystal's been so kind. She was angry, mad, and fed up, and now she's peaceful, calm. She's working on being peaceful, calm. Well, just go with it.
It goes
Just
back
go
and
with it.
forth.
Just go
No.
back.
Like it's been a long healing journey for me. It's like I've done a lot of the work.
Thank you, Tanya.
And I thought I was done, and I'm like, wait, it's part of the journey. Still going, still learning, still, because I'm not there.
That's what Julia was saying. That's why I like that clip that I had where she was saying, you go from being angry and then no contact, or you start making adjustments and someone can start to think, well, hey, look, you know what? I'm okay. And then things can start happening all over again.
Because you might have more to heal than you thought, which is my case. I'm like, oh, I didn't know all of that was in the bag there.
The stuff that was the stuff that acted like a compass to draw an individual right to someone that was bad for them.
Bingo.
Has to be worked out. Because if not, that's a problem. And I know you saw this. Oh wait, I got to do this first. Jared, this is for you. Somebody sent this over to me. So I just want you to know, they say, oh, I know exactly what Jared means when he says catatonic despair. It's when you were talking about a person has to go through despair before they get on that road of recovery. Have to have a breakdown. Yeah. People who are controlling don't like to see someone, even if it's in their family, have a breakdown. But in actuality, it's a reflection of the environment they came from, which is a reflection of the people that they're related to. So it just happens. Everybody's got imperfection, but everybody gets affected differently by others facing bad decisions. I won't go on and on. It's a Sunday.
Oh, man.
I like this picture because it's telling everybody that Crystal, you need to go follow her at Crystal Nicole Black.
So that's what it is on IG. And the first YouTube that I started, the first out of 3, as I was experimenting.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It does. Hey, you know what? You did it though. That's better than not doing it. Yeah. But what's the one? You have the one that has 500 subscribers, and that is called. I love that one, by the way. Especially when you do the book reviews. When you do book reviews, I love when you do book reviews. I'm jealous because we haven't done it on the show yet. But I love when you do book reviews because you pick out just what needs to be said, and then you let everybody make up their mind to go get it. It's like perfect. But what is it? The one 500 subscribers, the YouTube. Which one is it?
I think it's like 570 or something. But it's a crystal and then a little dash and then T's. You know what a dash is? Yes. In the middle, a hyphen, a dash. Not underscore, but hyphen or a dash. Crystal dash T's.
Let's see. We got what you guys got going on here. Keep talking, and you're talking about cats. We're going to be going in a little bit here. I just have to play. Oh my Lord, you guys type fast. I thought I caught up. I only had 2 more left. Hey, so Crystal, I got to ask a question. On Sunday night, is that your watch movie night? Do you play games? Do you want people to leave you alone? What is your Sunday night?
Things have changed for me as I'm processing and just staying over here. I do my own thing a lot. I know it's like checking messages and depending on how I feel, I go off of how I feel. Like, who knows? Sometimes I'm like, I need to go outside, and I'm like in the back looking at the moon and just like listening to my meditation music, and then God knows what's going to happen next. Or like, maybe I'll watch a little something, or maybe I'll just be, rambling around. Who knows? It's just, I'm not, like hanging out like I was as much because I have separated myself more as I've been going through this, and I'm more choosy about when I'm spending time with people and like stuff like that. I am. It's true. And before I was just like always there, I guess, because I just love people and I'm social and I am extroverted, but I'm remembering how introverted I am. And now I remember when I was little that I had that side where I would just love to be by myself, and now I do again. So I'm like, that's part of the healing, don't you think?
I believe you're at a point in your life where all of the things that people you were exposed to and people and things that you were exposed to are now taking a back burner to you and your values and principles. And that can be hard for others to accept.
Yeah.
And you're becoming just Crystal. Not a last name anymore, not a middle name, not any of that. You're becoming Crystal. I tell my daughters the same thing. You know, you're not. You have a legacy. You have a family name, but there comes a point when the person has to be the name that they were given, and they get to dictate what it means now. So,
amen.
I'm just saying.
That's healthy.
And then at that point, it's like you can go to sleep at night real easy because I don't have to live up to it. It's you have your principles and your values. You know, you have boundaries. You know, it's a big word today and everything. But our principles and our values are our boundaries. So
yeah.
I told you the six things. She said the three. And when I saw your picture and I started reading the things you were posting on Twitter, it was like, okay, this makes sense. I could see all of the 6, but I see the 3 being the dominant part of her character. And then we went back and forth for a bit, and then we got a chance to do the show prep, and it was like, man, I think I may have told you a few times, still, you can really help a lot of people just by what you just said. It's not about you finding peace. It's about people leaving you in peace. When they leave you in peace, you're at peace.
Oh my God. When I
first realized since I've talked to you, when I first started talking to you, hear you say this, and I was going like, you know what? If they just leave you alone, I don't even think I've ever told you. Maybe I have told you the times that we talked. If they just leave you alone, you'd be surprised how much you're gonna be just fine.
Oh yeah, I'm like as high as the sky, man. When but it's people, places, things. It's not just people. It's like associations too, like a house, the things that like I can feel like energy now, and I don't know if I used to when I was younger or what, but like that's why I have to go outside so much, because I'm like, oh my God, I can barely breathe in here, or like it's so stuffy, or like I can just feel it. It's like my body is absorbing the energy, and that's what they say when you're really empathic. Or I always knew I was, but I didn't feel it in my body so strongly until now. And it is very intense. And sometimes it's like, yeah, there's no option. Like, I've got to go.
Yeah, because what others gave you before to keep you protected as far as they were concerned, or within certain parameters so you can be safe or do these things they believe you should do. Once that is removed, you're going to have this big hole inside where there's room for energy, for you to want to go do things and just explore, be a kid. Yeah. And you've been a kid for the past, X amount of months. I always would tell you, it's going to you're in for some fun when a person, man or woman, you get around 33, 34, 35, you're going to go through a lot over the next 3 or 4 years. And then everything's going to get quiet and nobody's going to know what to do with you because they go like, she just doesn't respond the way she used to. She just doesn't. She's listening to rap. What is wrong with her? She's doing this or she's doing, and because they don't know you're not predictable anymore.
Oh,
And
no.
that's on them to adjust to that. But everybody in their mid 30s, late 30s, they go through that. But once you come around the other side of it, it's a whole nother story, because you
Right.
watch. I told you before, you watch. You're gonna get to it. Tanya will tell you, you go like, you're not gonna take no mess from nobody. You're gonna be like, nah, and you
Nope.
have to find that balance of warm, kind patience and other things. That's what's gonna start kicking in now. Is that you're gonna go like, you know what, this really doesn't matter. My energy, I'm not gonna even. It's like, I'm really literally, you're gonna go like, I'm not even. And it's easy for me to say I'm 62, but I'm telling you, at where you
No,
are
it's
right now,
true.
it's gonna kick in, and you've done so much intense stuff where others have had it stretched out.
Right.
You've done it real. So once it's over, and you're gonna know when it's over. But others are on the
Really?
outside that are looking at it, that've been through it, are gonna know it's before you know it. And it's gonna be, then you're gonna have this little lull thing happen, like, man, what am I gonna do right now? What should I
That's
do
how I
this?
feel.
And that, and as soon as that goes by, it'll go by real fast,
I'm like,
because
what's
your
happening?
creativity all of a sudden starts to come out right before you turn 40. I shouldn't
Oh
push
my
age.
gosh. Well, I'm gonna be 39.
Everything just starts coming. All you gotta do is look at Instagram. Go look at the women, and be an entrepreneur, and look at, ask them, find out their age, and you watch and see what their age is. It just starts happening. It's
Boss
just a part of
Babes
human behavior.
International.
It's just
I know. Do you want to be a boss
no.
babe? Message
you're
me now.
gonna become a social media influencer, boss babe, and all the above.
I'm making jokes.
For
Yes.
kombucha, you're gonna do it for kombucha. Okay, you guys are really them to stick around, because this is like what Crystal and I do when we don't have a camera on.
Right?
It's like, but life is going to give you a beautiful surprise, because you're gonna find out that, you know what, I've learned a lot from everybody around me that may have a problem with me,
Mhm.
but now I am accountable for everything that's moving forward more than I was before. I just had to go through this part of purging and working through everybody that was in my subconscious and in my head.
Heck yeah, I was just telling myself that today, and I've been purging a lot the last couple days too, like just crying. Like I'm
Yep,
like, whoa,
that's
it's
what
it's
happened.
like in there.
Out of the blue, it just started coming.
I'm like, okay, and it comes in little spurts. Like, and I
Yep.
try to cry more, and
That's
I'm
what
like,
happens.
oh, nope, it's not coming anymore. Like, it's so awkward. I'm like, this is awkward.
Hey, you'll
Yeah,
try
not normal.
to find it. You'll go watch a movie. Watch a movie, and it used to make you cry. You'd be watching and go like, why did I cry at that? I was going like,
Oh my gosh.
that even what? And then you start going like, I don't even like this movie.
Or I won't
I
even
just
watch.
find it funny. I've watched too many humans.
No,
I
I
study
won't even
humans too
watch
much.
this stuff anymore because I'm like,
Yes,
oh
you go
god,
like,
this might be
this
about
is
my
so-
life, or like I get a little in my head. I'm like, I don't want to watch that. That's reminding me of let me
of
see
that or
something
this
to
or
make
that.
me laugh.
Yeah.
You know what's a funny movie that I saw?
Funny Girl? No, I'm just kidding.
It's called The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Okay, that made you laugh? Is that what you
It
said?
made me laugh out loud, like through a lot of the movie. It's really funny. Just
Never underestimate laughing out loud. It's
Yes.
the beginning. It's the beginning. It's almost as if the body is letting you know, piece of cake, we got this.
it's so great.
But think about the ability to laugh out loud on a regular basis or at all 8, 9, 10 months ago.
Well, I'm like, I always find something eventually to laugh about, but it might like sometimes I'm like crying and I'm like, this is
I was gonna
so
say it's gonna
pathetic.
be it's gonna be
Like
it's gonna
sometimes
be
it might be
different.
dark laughter.
That's what that was normally the case. I've done this is the 6th show. It's starting to catch up to me now. I can't even speak. But I don't know what you guys are saying. I'm just putting up on the screen, but I know you guys are saying really nice stuff. But excuse me, I meant to respond that to Jared.
Hey,
What? To Jared.
Tanya was saying it's awkward for her to cry because she feels shame. And you know,
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
I get
Go ahead.
that. I
You
used to
too?
stuff it too. I used to when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I stuffed it, you know, when I was a little soldier walking around, and I didn't want my family to see me cry because they would make me cry sometimes. You know, they would laugh or make fun of me sometimes, just to be honest. Like, and then they'd be like, "Oh, we didn't mean anything by it." Oh. But like, I learned real quick, like, okay, don't cry. Like, you know, like go
wow.
save
Did you
it for
really?
later when it builds
Yeah.
up or something. But yeah, but now I don't care. I'll cry. You guys see me on the
Man,
show.
I could think back. My father has since died, but I can think of at least 5 times I saw my father ugly cry. I just saw somebody put that up here, and
That's
it made me
good
think of that. Man,
that
boy,
you
you
saw him
could
do
be in
that.
my house and act like you're not gonna cry. You're like, and when you cry, don't you be wiping them tears. Let them get a chance to get down to your mouth. He
Oh my
used to say,
gosh.
he's weird. My father was weird.
That's
He goes, don't
awesome
you be trying to
though.
get them as soon as they can. That's not fair. They just getting started. Your body
Don't
trying to get
even
something out. He was
don't
a
even get me
doctor. He was a
started.
doctor. And he didn't know he was a doctor.
Oh, I've had it coming out my
Uh,
nose so fast, and I'm like,
hey,
it's
that's
in my
right.
hand, and I'm running around for like a tissue, and I gotta wash my hands, and
And
that's really awkward.
your body's sitting there going like, finally, guys, we finally get her to get it out of here, man. It's like she was
It's
trying to
very
hold it in
awkward.
the whole time. Yeah, don't worry about what people on the outside say when you're trying to clean up the inside of yourself. Just
I'm
go
like,
ahead and get it, handle your business.
I don't mind crying at all, but yeah, when something comes out of your nose, I would say that's a little like, okay,
Now I'm gonna
it's a
throw
little
up.
much.
Hey, look, okay. I know everybody's what? Just watched that new movie called what? A Million Miles Away. Oh, you actually cried? A Million Miles Away. Love having emotions.
Good.
Oh, okay. That's a great statement, Jared.
Yeah.
That is true when you get away from toxic people for sure. Toxic friends, toxic work environment.
That's therapy right there. That movie was a little
That's
therapy
good.
session for you.
You got it. With no kombucha or ribs, but it was still good. And no tea either.
We don't know what he was doing when he was watching the movie, but did cry.
That's right. Hey, you better invest in some boxes of tissue and put them around the house.
Oh my gosh. I've grabbed so many things to blow my
To blow your nose.
Hey, yeah,
There it
tissue,
is.
toilet paper, paper towels,
Just get
other
it out.
things.
Just get it.
Other things. Paper. Like paper.
You start getting crying rags and leave it around the house.
Clothes.
Rags just in case clothes. You wear certain clothes just when you feel like you might cry.
I'm like, yeah, obviously then you wash them and you
Yes,
but
that would be very good. Unless you're extremely, rich, and then you just throw that away, please. You have a butler. Okay,
a butler, I love it.
I'm gonna play. I got 2 things I'm gonna play. I'm play one on the way out, and I'm gonna play this one. Okay, I don't even remember what I put in here, but I think it was good. That's all I know.
Uh-oh.
It's Sunday. All right, so it is 8:48 where you are right now. We're gonna be done in the next few minutes, everybody. We're gonna be leaving, and I always love talking with Crystal.
Likewise.
You know, Crystal. Always love talking to
You
you.
make my
Now here
day.
we go. I see you guys over there. Costco, what? What do you say? Costco delivers tissue and at my. Hi,
Of course
Eric,
they
you
do.
got all kind of things going on. You got
At your spot. Where are you?
Yeah, where's your spot? You got a spot.
He popped a squat somewhere. I'm like, where's your spot?
I'm not gonna answer that one. No telling. Hey, where's your spot? No, don't tell us where your spot is. People might be looking for you.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see. I don't remember what it is. Oh, now I remember what it is.
You
Now I
know,
remember.
but the damage these people do until you go through it or watch someone that you love go through it.
The person
You have no
talking is
idea.
not the person on the
Explain
screen.
what just happened.
That was my first
need
guest
other
I had back in
survivors.
2020.
You
This
need
other
other
lady was in
survivors.
2021.
The only caveat, talk to other survivors sometimes, and I've seen this happen too many times, is they get stuck in the ruminating mode where all of the conversation from 2 survivors that haven't healed or done the work, they just keep going back and forth and talk about the narcissist. which is very helpful to get validation when you're talking to another survivor. That is the first thing, or first thing victims need is validation from someone else, that they're not crazy, that this is real. And that's the first step to being a survivor. Yep.
And continue to ruminate.
No, and when
you be in the wrong room, just keep ruminating, you'll never really get anywhere, and it'll turn into blame shifting or victimhood if you're not careful. I'm imagining. I don't know. You have to eventually move from that stage.
You do. You have to. So the cognitive dissonance is a trauma in itself. It's not just a word that we throw out and say, oh, it's cognitive dissonance. You have, two people that you're in love with, or you feel two different ways, or whatever, and you can. That's trauma. And what that means is it takes up a lot of space in your head, and you want to push it to the side. No, he really loves me. No, she can change. I believe, you're going back and forth with the cognitive dissonance. You're confused. So you have to talk it out. And a lot of times only with another survivor will they be willing to take the time, because everyone else is sick of hearing about it.
Right. Or you should just get over it. These things happen.
It takes two.
That happens in a relationship. Takes two. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Same old story. But what you want to do is get the validation and ask other people how they did it. I had several life coaches for different areas. I didn't have a lot of money. Financial abuse is always involved. So that's really tough. And I was lucky enough to get some life coaches that were so helpful to me, like the one that gave me that definition.
Right.
So.
All right, that's it, everybody.
Love it. She explained that so well.
She spent almost 3 hours with me, and she explained things I had never heard explained. She explained it. Her nickname, the nickname that I gave her was the Professor, because she's on Instagram at Narc University. She literally explains things like a teacher, that it's really about the individual and not about the narcissist. I love the way she does it. That it's, stop giving it about the other person and giving them all that attention. Fix yourself and move on. She had another one with a very amazing story, but she picked herself up and he ran off with somebody else or something like that or whatever. And she moved forward. So it's just kind of interesting. I find it all fascinating. Interesting.
Yeah. It's
Do
pretty
you
wild.
like funny movies, by the way?
I do.
I'm just looking at what Kevin wrote here.
Laughter is a part of healing. Heck yeah. You gotta laugh at something eventually, even if you're like, that's how I look at it. I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I need to do? I need to get out of this mode. Like, do I need to watch a Key and Peele video on YouTube, or like, it's just so nice to be able to look stuff up that you're gonna find funny if that's what you need, or just whatever, just finding humor and being open-minded about things.
Do you remember a time where it was very difficult to laugh?
Yeah, but it doesn't last super long for me. Like, I have been depressed, but it just, I'm like, I can't stay there because that is dangerous. So like, I know I haven't stayed there that long,
Okay.
But I've had some really dark, depressive episodes for sure. And people would never know that about me because that's not my nature. That's like a spiritual attack on me for sure. And that's what it felt like. I felt like this is sent to me, because this is not me to feel this darkness and to, like, I'll be honest, a few years back, and I have a child, you guys know, like, I would never actually do it, but it was almost like that suicidal point for like a day or two because something came up, and it was just, I was feeling so guilty and somebody was trying to make me feel worse about it and saying awful things to me. And then I felt like a spiritual attack, and it was almost like a storm inside my head and my body, like a dark storm was sent, and it was all inside me. And I can't really explain it. And the only thing I was like, oh my gosh, I've never felt this before. Like, it was really scary, honestly. And I was in my apartment, and then I started eventually writing, just like, we're talking to Jared. I started writing very messy handwriting all over my notebook, and it was bad things. It was like saying bad things about myself because that's how I was feeling. And I said, I don't care how nasty this is or what I'm just going to let it out. I don't know where this is coming from, but I felt like it was something just needed to be channeled through. And I wrote it all down. And later I was like, ooh, I don't ever want to look at this again. This is like so disturbing. And, I've done a lot of healing work since then. It's like, that's a freaky thing to experience something like that, because some people feel suicidal or depressed, like ongoing, or it's chronic and it's something they deal with, or, vice versa. But that was like a 1 to 2 day, very intense episode that was like I'll never experience that again. That was a once in a lifetime thing.
Do you think by talking about it, even now, it makes you strong enough to go forward?
Oh yeah. Like, and Jared saying, I know that feeling. It's terrifying. Yeah, it is. And I remember the thought that I had, because like, I'm not that person. I'm not. And I have a child. Like, it made no sense. And I was like, I had a quick thought, like, oh, the only way I would do it is like overdosing, or, I had a quick thought, and I'm like, if I don't Google anything, Crystal, because if you Google something and you start, then you might actually. So I kept myself from like looking up stuff and like as a plan B, and I made myself go through that creative process of like writing all this. It was like self-hate and guilt and like destructive, just darkness, just blowing through me. And I'm like, this can't all be me, but it's here, and I need to get it out. And I'm just so glad that, I just followed that intuition, I guess. And here we are, like, talking about following our intuition and, just learning to trust ourselves again, coming out of the situation when people are telling you how bad you are. How awful.
That's correct. Absolutely correct. And because in many cases, people are finding that the people that are mentioning those things to them and reminding them of what they've done and other things, they don't recognize the influence that they have to almost put that person in an emotional headlock, and they feel themselves losing consciousness emotionally. They feel like they can't breathe anymore. And so that's why we have to really be careful what we're saying to people. It's better for them to have our support than our condemnation, when it's not our place to judge somebody anyhow.
Amen.
So
we need to get you a pulpit up in here.
Don't get me started. You'd be like, hey, Jared, Jared and I be sitting there, be talking. Crew, we gotta put Crystal on. We just do a what do you call it? What do you call it, Crystal? I'm so old, I forget. We just do a conference call. We all start talking.
I love it.
Because Jared,
it's Sunday.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. We start preaching.
I'm always preaching.
Jared knows, because you two, you have a love for what is right and words that are found in the Bible and other things. It's just, it's very interesting to hear you saying what you're talking about right now. This is the first time I've heard you say that, which you just said.
Yeah, I haven't been in a place and
I was going to say,
really
because
share
it
these
hasn't been on your mind.
Yeah, like that was one of the things that was probably last on my list. That was like, oh, well, I'll probably talk to somebody. Yeah, like later.
Yeah, one day I'll mention that.
Yeah, and I don't mind talking more about it and stuff like that. And I'm so glad, because a lot of people experience that. And I always thought to myself, well, I'm not that person. Like, I understand it and I always had empathy, and I understood it. I wasn't like, how could you do that? No, I got it, but I just never thought I would experience it.
Yeah, right.
And like Jared said, it is terrifying there for a minute, and then you got to make a decision like real quick, because I'm that type of person, like I'll do something because I'm very action oriented. So I was like, I better start writing and doing this and that, because I wasn't going to call anybody. I wasn't going to go, I already knew that. Like, I just want to be alone. So
what I like, I'm sorry, you're gonna say something else, go ahead.
No, like they give you hotlines, or you could like call your family. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, yeah, my family was not on the list for me to reach out to. It's like I didn't feel like anybody could help me but myself, to be honest, me and God.
Well, I'd be safe to say that since you're still breathing in his oxygen, he must still love you, because it's his air. It's not ours. If man could put a tank on our back and charge us for oxygen, he'd probably do it, since he charges for water. The earth is 75% water. So there are times when we really need, we need the universal supreme power of the one who made gravity, who keeps the oceans where they need to be. But what I find encouraging about what you're saying is what Kevin said. It's right in harmony with what Kevin said. I'll put that back up. Kevin said, we survived, others didn't. And
Amen.
so that there are individuals who weren't action oriented and other things, and also didn't have support as far as they could see. And that's a true tragedy. But I'm glad you're here with us, Crystal.
Me too.
I am very much so. Right.
Me too. I just keep waking up, so I'm here.
Hey, you know what? Because the reality of it is that in itself, I think I have it somewhere. I just saw it a couple of days ago, a video saying what we're talking about right now. Just the fact that we're alive is a gift. And the last thing that goes across someone's mind is that it just has to start now being the first thing every day for some people. But I mean, what you were going through in your body, and different, so many things were happening to you like all at once. And now you got your hat on backwards.
I'm still going through a lot of stuff, honestly, with my body and, like my nervous system. Oh my gosh. And it's like, I get better, and then I'm like, oh, here we go. More purge. But, I'm like, you just got to fight the good fight, right? I'm like,
that's it.
Eminem song.
Do not quit.
I'm not afraid.
Quit. Enjoy the gift. Not afraid.
Till I collapse.
Yeah, hey, you know what?
Those two are good.
Next time, take a break before you collapse. Don't
collapse. I think I take his music a little too literally. Till I collapse. I'm like,
why you over there freaking your parents out doing a rap? You over there?
I wait until everyone leaves, because I turn it up all the way. Next thing they'll think you're gonna have big
chains around your neck and stuff like that, and a big boom box.
No, I don't need that. I had a boom box when I was a kid. I used to put it on my wrist. How ghetto and weird is this? On my wrist when I was riding my bike, because I didn't have a Walkman and it was dangling, and I'm like, I gotta have my tunes, bro. I'm like, that's so awkward and like weird. I was that kid.
Gotta have my tunes.
And you know what it was? I'll never forget. Cassette tape of I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my. I'm like a little kid, like playing. Like, that's weird.
Hey, you know what? I think that's normal. I think it's absolutely normal. I have to say thank you very much, Kevin, for saying that. He said thank you to both of us. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you too, Tanya, telling Crystal she's speaking truth. But I have to.
You're right, Tanya.
My daughters are watching NSYNC, some old concert of them from that first one they saw or something like that. And when I saw parts of it, and I was looking at it, it was from something on VHS or something like that. And I was looking at it, and I was going like, man, I'm really old.
No.
I started looking at that, and then I started thinking of just, you know what? I've had a really great life. I've really got a great life, but the best was the past 4 or 5 years now. Well, actually, that's not true. Since, like, I want to say 2010, 2012 till now has just been amazing. The amount of people that I've met, but truly you and Susie and Jared, all you, I tell you, Warren, you guys have just been amazing. Eric, Tanya,
You're
Kevin
amazing.
now, all these people I'm getting a chance to meet. You're really good people who really love other people. And I've always thrived around people like that and not people who are self-absorbed. They've always found a way to not be a part of who I am and my family. But I have to say, it's been amazing getting to know you and everybody else. I'm not going anywhere, you guys. I'm just saying, I just really enjoy. I have no reason to be here other than all of you on a Sunday night. But I'm
Right?
telling you, it's worth it. And I didn't know who was going to show up today or whatever. It really wasn't a requirement for anybody to be here with me. But I knew one thing. Jared was going to be here, and I knew Crystal was going to be here. I just knew it. I just knew both of you were going to be here. I love everybody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying one way or another, up or down, left or right, or east or west. I'm just saying
Me too.
you both have a way that encourages these individuals that show up in the chat. And you're really good people. Everybody, really, really good people. I love the way, Susie Miller has a true, sincere heart to help people. And Susie Z is just, she really wants to help people who have been in the same spot, if not just as worse as she's been. And Warren is really intent on giving people an opportunity to see their potential. It's just really, I find it all fascinating. But you are so much an open book to help people understand that they've got to deal with their nervous system and their emotions and not let them be trampled on by people. And I appreciate all of it. I appreciate all of you. I really, really do. All of you. I really appreciate you.
I wouldn't be here without you.
But
Honestly,
don't do
Paxton,
that.
I
I
wouldn't.
ain't crying tonight. No, I
I
ain't crying
wouldn't.
tonight.
I felt
I
like
ain't
I
crying.
was kind of like lost on an island, and then Paxton's writing me back on Twitter, and I'm like, "Who is this?" But I didn't know who you were because I couldn't see your face. And then
You know what?
I was like, "Oh, he's a real person! Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" And he's nice, and he's incredible. What? He's like,
a real person.
oh my god! Like nobody had talked to me like that. I'm like, I couldn't remember. I was just like, oh my gosh.
You're the
Got lost out in the wild
deal.
or something.
Look at what Jared said. Jared says, I hit the spiritual lottery finding all of you. I love you all. Man, man, we love you. Man, you came on the show and almost definitely made me tear up. Almost had me crying on the show, telling your story. And I already heard part of it before you came on the show. Some of what everybody has gone through is a part of the world we live in. And Tanya says that the toxic people we can be connected to, toxic friends, toxic workplaces, toxic, whatever the case may be. Narcissism is indeed an epidemic, if not a pandemic in some people's eyes, but we can control how we feel and what we think, and use our emotions as a thermometer instead of something that just leads us in the dark. And so I don't know. I find it all fascinating. Well, sometimes we can lead with so many things, but if we lead with our emotions, they go up and down and all around, then our life will be like that. But when we lead with principles and values and common sense and principles, everlasting principles, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Still the intuition in there with all that, because I will tell you, because I was always told not to trust myself, not to trust my feelings, that they will lie to me, and that I'm supposed to trust God and Jesus is the answer for everything. And you know what? I mean, people use that, right? They can use religious, family traditions. You can use anything and just like cop out and not be a whole person, right?
Be accountable.
Be accountable. Yes. Be a parent.
Be responsible.
Teach. Right. Own up. Like, do what you're supposed to do and be real. And people are hiding behind a lot of different masks, as we know, and it's confusing for people like us who meaning well, who have a good heart. It's like you want to do the right, and you're so confused. Like you said, it's that mind confusion for so long until you connect it and you get, oh, that's what's going on. And then you start reacting different, doing different things, and then different things start happening. And that's what's really amazing. That chain reaction is like, oh, well, let me go to the next step and let me go to the next. Now
we have an entire global environment that is geared toward confusion.
Yeah.
So what is actually correct and true can often get turned on or misused.
Yep.
But there's only one book that's outsold and outprinted and been around longer than any other book, and people often use it to misuse and abuse other people. You know what's interesting is there's nothing wrong. You know this. I know you know this. You may not believe it, but you know this. There's nothing wrong with you. There's never been anything wrong with you. I know you do. I'm being nice out. I'm saying it because I don't want nobody from Florida to come over here in California and then try to beat me up. But there's nothing wrong with you.
No.
There's never been anything wrong with. There's nothing wrong with Jarrett.
No.
There's nothing wrong with Susie Z. But there's something wrong with somebody that treats a woman like that. We all can understand those things. Or to treat an animal in a harsh way. We understand it. We also understand that people make mistakes. But one thing is for sure, whatever label is put on whomever, we have to be responsible and accountable for our actions and who we are. And that's what I see you doing to the best of your ability with the resources and the time and the energies that you have. You can't have everything that you're going to have 3 years from now today.
No.
So you're doing the best you can for today. The same goes for Jarrett. And the same goes for everybody else. Mm-hmm. Same goes for my household just as well as yours. But I know this much. Me and my cohort in crime are getting out of here because I'm not keeping her up late. It's 9 o'clock. It's past 9. Okay? You're supposed to be doing anything else but talking to me.
I'm a lot better than I was last night.
I love you like adopted family. So
yay!
Forever. I think the world of you. Jarrett, I don't know about you, man, and your ribs. What'd you say?
Forever.
Forever. That's right. Ever and ever. That's a movie. What movie is that?
It's a
Where's
song
that from?
too.
Yes, it is. Oh, the accent like from a movie. I can't think what it is.
Gosh. I don't know.
All right. I don't know if the show will go out the right way or will I sound right and all the above, but what is that? What did he say? Oh, right. Miller. Oh, he's talking about Kevin Miller. That is a legit history.
I'm like, who dat?
I don't know who
that is.
You need a shirt. I should have Brianna make you a shirt that says that. Who dat? All right. They're over there having a private chat. I don't know what they're talking about. But I'm gonna put something up and it's for everybody. And you don't have to stick around because I know it's late over there. And done. I'm out of here because the 6 shows from Thursday to now have caught up to me.
Yay! You made it. You made it.
As my parents said, something about that boy. He just never quits. I'm like, what's that? I don't have the muscles like him, but I'm like, what's his name? And what's it? Captain America. Captain America. And he was a little scrawny kid, and they kept hitting him. He kept getting back up.
Oh my gosh!
I saw that, and I went like, "Hey, that was like when I went to school." He kept hitting me. I kept getting back up.
Don't tell me somebody hit you.
Oh man, yeah, it was a kid shorter than me.
Where are they at?
I've been in what was the neighborhood I grew up in. I was in 5 fights. I only lost 1, and it was to a kid knocked me out. He used the same thing I used to protect myself. He knocked me out. But the big kids used to always, they used to pick on me because I was shorter than them. Except my brothers and my father taught me what you said earlier about getting on the ground. So my father taught me.
Yeah, dead weight. You just
when
flop.
they want to fight with you, he said, just get on the ground.
You'd be a problem.
He said, if you can't run,
be a problem.
Get on the. Yeah, you're a problem when you're on the ground because now everybody's the same size. He says everybody's the same size. And I said, I don't want to fight. He says, it doesn't matter if you want to fight. They want to fight you. If you can't run away, you better get on the ground. Don't you try to stand up because you're going to get knocked down.
Exactly.
And it actually was true. I couldn't believe it.
Very true.
Said everybody's going to fight you because you're shorter than her. I'm like, but why me? I'm minding my own business. Kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like emotional recovery. I'm trying to mind my own business, and this is what I hear from people. And the poor analogy I give them is what I just gave you. I said, well, you know what?
It's true.
You know, it's like the narc is fighting you. Just get on the ground and tell them, if you want me, I'll be right. And they're gonna look at you like you're crazy, and they're gonna just keep going.
Right.
Play dead.
Thank you for that. Yes.
But hey, I know that you're not gonna be wearing the chains and everything like that. But are you wearing the baggy pants yet? And looking like,
no, man, that's
like
from the 90s.
Oh, it's from the 90s.
What are you talking about?
The way you said that, it's from the 90s. Oh, excuse me.
Like,
did you hear that, Jared? It's like
the rap and the hip hop artists and like culture is different now, I guess.
I'm telling you, we got to do a show on a Friday, a hood show.
Okay.
And see if we can get Warren to wear a hat backwards.
Oh yeah.
Probably break his style.
We could try.
That's right. We could try. That's exactly correct. He's gonna. Hey, if he tells his fiance no, what do you think he's gonna tell us?
Oh my gosh! Right. I know.
We're not even in the same house. He's gonna tell us no in a heartbeat.
I had no idea he was engaged. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And Susie with Yeah, I was like, oh wow. Look at all the things I learned.
You find out everything. You always find out everything when you interview people, but you have a great style. Where'd you learn how to interview people?
Just stay in the moment. You just stay present.
You just stay present.
And you're interested, right? Curious.
Yeah. That's it. And you're very good. I got stuff that I've been working on for forever for you. And I finally finalized it and got things ready. So this week we got to talk. And we see if you can fit me in your schedule.
I can. You're a priority.
You gotta, you're a busy person though. You got stuff. You got people to see. You got stuff. You got stuff. Okay, good. I hope so. We're working on stuff for you, and we're gonna do this stuff. I've been working on. I've been collecting stuff and stuff you sent me. I've been collecting that too.
Oh, collecting.
Putting stuff together. Yes. Well, yeah. You know how you send me stuff.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forget sometimes.
This.
Oh my god.
Just go ahead, keep sending it because I'm gonna put it all together and we're gonna do.
Oh dear.
A podcast show. All right. Okay. No, I said I was gonna go a long time, but it's always like that when I say I'm gonna go with Crystal.
Peace out.
Say goodbye 40 times and then we're gonna go. All right. I'll see you later. Okay.
Bye. Have a good night.
I'll see you. I'll talk to you later this week. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. She's saying she's leaving.
Peace
out. All right. I'm going to do something here. How about if I do that?